Hello, this is Bobby D. Hope you'll enjoy watching our trip to Israel and looking at Qumran, Masada, and the Dead Sea. On our way down to Qumran, we encountered this mode of transportation, and fortunately, we were in an air-conditioned bus. This is some of the desert landscape that's on the eastern side of Israel as we go toward Qumran. This was an amazing location. You see up here in the mountains the caves that are the location where some Bedouins discovered the Dead Sea Scrolls. As we were looking out toward the Dead Sea, it was kind of a hazy day and some of the pictures aren't the best. Never could figure out what these piles of rocks were. They almost looked like gravestones, and a beautiful menorah there looking out over the Dead Sea. A last look at the mountains around Qumran.
Very sharp, and they used to hide
This
the
is our
dagger
first
during the
view of
swimming
Masada, and it is an amazing sight. Over 900 Jewish rebels were located there. We are in a big courtyard at the beginning of the tour of the Masada, and this is a big display area where they have a model of Masada. Here is the model of Masada. Masada reminds me of some of the mountains we see down in New Mexico and eastern Arizona. We chose not to walk up that path. It was not super hot, but it was warm. Here's a good panoramic view of the Dead Sea from Masada. Here you're looking down on the terrain below the Masada fortress. Again, seeing the Dead Sea in the background, and cloudy, kind of a hazy day. There's part of the trail coming up to Masada, and then here's some of the walking paths around Masada. Most of these buildings were, of course, some residences, but mainly storage for food and oil, water. Here you can see a little better picture of the way the buildings were structured. This is amazing here because there were aqueducts along the mountain of Masada, and those aqueducts, and here you see looking down on one, they stored water in cisterns, a lot like this one. We'll see a few pictures of the cisterns here, and they were able to store enough water and food for over 2 years during the siege by the Roman army. There's some steps going down to be able to retrieve some of this water. That's actually a bath, according to the guide, and here is Herod's swimming pool. It doesn't look like what we have now, but it's a lot of deterioration. Now this is an interesting spot, that white spot in the center. They actually built fires there, and inside this was a sauna, and it heated up the ground underneath, and you can see the floor line on the left. There's a better picture of it. Also a fresco on the back. Here are more of the frescoes. But that sauna was an amazing discovery on my part to see it there. And then these were plastered walls with frescoes. And what you see is all that's left. And here's a tile floor our mosaic floor. Now we're looking at a circular walkway goes down to one of the levels of Herod's castle. And here's the 3 layers or areas where Herod had his castle. And of course, we didn't walk down either. And this is a site we saw as we went down. That was where the Roman garrisons were located. And a view from above of the visitor center. This is the area around the Dead Sea where we were. And we didn't stay at the hotels, but remember Lot and his wife. There's the beach at the Dead Sea. And this is a most unique beach. I took my shoes off and was almost crying within a matter of minutes when I stepped onto the beach. Here's Cheryl standing, getting her feet nice and wet, and here I am, and that grimace is caused by what you're going to see in a minute. Of course, people are wearing shoes actually out in the water because that is what the beach looked like. Those are actually salt crystals about the size of golf balls. Here's our guide and Cheryl holding some of those salt crystals in their hands. And there you see another picture of those crystals. Amazing. Salt is mined at the Dead Sea, and they've got big skip loaders, and they actually can make amazing statues in that area. They put a fixture into the water and the salt crystallizes on it, and that's what you get. This is on the way back to Tel Aviv, and it does have agriculture in the area and some small towns and small villages. I don't know what they're called, but we appreciate you watching. Hope you'll like it and subscribe for more videos and share it with